us, and I get this phone call from this big wrestling company, and they said, hey, we got this talent that needs a new hat. And I said, okay, well, who's this talent? You know, and they're like, oh, he's pretty well known. I was like, okay, who is it? So they tell me, and I see it, and I'm like, oh God, yeah, I'd love to make hats.
So you've heard of this person before?
Everybody has heard of this person.
Okay, fair enough. You think this is a medium or a large?
Medium?
Yeah, that's a medium.
This a medium? Yes, ma'am.
I'm a young sidewinder, a high note finder, a fiddler, a gypsy, and a wandering soul. And I'm a little bit crazy, a little bit lazy, and I don't feel at home unless I'm on the road. I got a rambling fever down deep in my bones.
Thank you. Got a green light.
Yep.
We made it to Biggar Hats.
In Decatur, Texas.
That's right. Should I say something about the new format?
Yeah.
The new, or is it a new show? Is it a new format?
New format.
Any- Show. Okay, well, we're gonna call it Bringing Texas to the World. Me and Ruby have made so many good friends that do so many cool artistic things in the Western community that we decided we should bring some of that outside of our borders and bring Texas to the world. So
Steal your girlfriend, kick your ass, and drink all your beer, 'cause we're from Texas.
He starts chewing gum, and his hat's going just up and down. I'm like, what? I mean, because like you have muscles in your head,
Right.
but not like that much.
Yeah.
And so I said, okay, let's do this again. So I'm measuring him. I said, bite down now. And so he bites down, and then we like trace it out. Well, when he would bite down, it would come out 1/8 of an inch more over here on the sides. Like he had these muscles right here, 1/8 of an inch, which is 2/3 of a side.
they know. I just don't like to remind them all the time.
Let me kind of fix this.
Yeah, please. I punched it off a guy's head the other day, and he dipped his chin when I did it, and now it's got a new shape. So-
You shape hats differently than I do. I use steam, and this is where we sand them down. So they start off pretty fuzzy. They'll go in here.
Okay.
These are industrial pouncers over here, so we use them very sparingly, like
Okay.
one time. And then we do everything else by hand.
Can I touch that
Yeah,
fuzz?
absolutely.
It's nice.
That's a rabbit and beaver blend.
If you're going to work in a hat, what's the minimum amount of beaver you would want in your hat to work in?
Well, I mean, beaver is not everything to a hat.
Okay.
You know, so like if you made hats and I make hats, we can use the same exact bodies, and they're going to be different hats.
Okay.
You can make a pure beaver, and I can make a 10X. Mine might be better. You got to have the work in it. Guy that makes Fords and give them Lamborghini parts, he's not going to make you a Lamborghini.
Sure.
So, like I said, we wholesale, so all this you see is going to stores. So this machine is from the 1890s. Totally rebuilt it, renovated it. A lot of like hat makers now, and they'll hand block them. That's pretty cool, but there's no way you can replicate what this machine does. It pulls it in all different directions, a whole bunch of steam. The way we do things is, if it's better to do it by machine, we do it by machine. But if it's better to do it by hand, we do it by hand. Even though it takes longer, whatever's best for the hat, that's the way we roll. We don't have to skip any steps. We don't have to make things up. Whereas smaller shops, sometimes you go in there, it's like, well, they don't have this, so we hand block them. Or we don't have a crown iron, so we iron. We don't have to do any of that. If I was to make one hat, just start to finish, the way we do it and the rules we use, it would take like 7 to 10 days.
Okay.
But it takes much longer than that. You're putting the hat under a tremendous amount of stress, and you gotta allow it to recover, allow it to cure before you go to the next step. or else you're just running down that hat. That felting process is extremely important, and by us letting it cure in between steps, that really helps the hat. So if you custom order one, you're like, man, it takes a long time, but it gives you a better hat in the end. So 40 actions and above will make you a block the shape of your head. Essentially what we do is cook that hat with your head in, and then we'll go back in there final time and get finished out, sanded out, and then we'll come and get your trim and everything put on.
Very cool. Here, show this. Sorry, Mr. Craig, we'll edit your name.
I've been making hats for that guy for 24 years.
That's awesome. Did he walk in here?
No, God,
How did that happen?
I wish.
That's incredible. That's just his. Like,
Yeah, that's him.
Did you make that for him, or did he pick these options?
They said he wanted red, and I said, okay,
That's
I got
incredible.
it. COVID hits, right? And, you know, we don't go out of business, but it's rough.
Right.
You know, it's slow for us. And I get this phone call from this big wrestling company. He said, hey, we got this talent that needs a new hat. And I said, okay, well, who's this talent? They tell me, and I see it, and I'm like, oh God, yeah, I'd love to make hats.
So you've heard of this person before?
Everybody has heard of this person.
Okay, fair enough.
Everybody.
Yeah.
And he wears hats. He already wears hats. So we're not reinventing the wheel here. I said, you know, you want that hat? Because I can make that hat. And they're going, no. We're doing something different. His character's changed. This guy's retiring, and it's going to be his last match. And it's at the Super Bowl of wrestling.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
The biggest thing.
The big event.
Yeah, whatever it's called. It was during COVID, didn't have a whole lot going on.
Cool.
So I'm like, I can get it done, but like I really did just have to drop absolutely everything. Big day comes, he comes out. I'm like, here we go. Doesn't have a hat on. You know, maybe he's gonna put it on when he does his finishing move or something, you know. I wait. Never puts it on. Like, okay, maybe for the interview after, maybe a post interview or whatever. No. They call again, and I'm getting mad. You know, is he gonna wear it or not?
Yeah.
You know, kind of thing. So they call me back. Can you make another hat for this other guy, red hat?
Yeah.
And this happens to be a guy I watched growing up. So it's like unbelievable. Like, who would have thought, you know, when I was a 6-year-old kid, I'd be doing something for this guy.
Yes,
and so that was a huge honor to do that. So he wore it at the Super Bowl of whatever.
Yes, sir.
He walked around and showed absolutely everybody. You know, we put his name on the inside and on his logo, everything. That's in 2020, 2021. Last year, this guy Instagrams me and says, hey, I found this hat. It's got your name in it. What you got? Take a picture of it and show me. So he goes to this thrift store, and in this box, at the bottom of the box, is that first hat I made.
No way.
Crushed. The hat was crushed.
Oh no.
My soul was definitely crushed.
Yeah.
It was in a box they were giving away. I think he bought it for $50 or something.
Oof.
So I give him the whole
Imagine
story.
it has a beaver hat.
It's a nice hat.
Yeah.
So I tell that guy, and this guy's salivating because he resells things. So he's
Yeah.
got this awesome backstory on it. I always wanted to find out how much he did in selling it for. There's this guy in South Texas.
Lucky.
So that is truly a one-of-a-kind hat. All these, including the one you had, but like these, I designed a long time ago. These I designed.
What do you mean, the weave pattern, or
Yeah,
what do you mean you
the
designed them?
pattern.
That's awesome.
Pattern. So that's how I'll do it, is I'll draw it on there,
That's cool.
and then they'll weave it.
So you do this and you send this to the weaver?
Uh-huh.
I love that. Look at this. Comes out looking like this after Mr. Biggars sends it down there. That's really cool. This is
all woven by hand. That's all there is to it. It's paper. It's not straw. It's glazed paper.
okay.
And so we'll press it out over here. And so it'll start looking like a hat.
Beautiful. Look at that.
Work?
Yeah. I think.
German. I have 20 years experience.
What's your name, ma'am?
Elizabeth.
My name's Damo. It's nice to
Okay,
meet you.
nice
Thank
to
you for
meet you.
that.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You're welcome.
I got rambling fever down deep in my bones. From back roads and byways to places unknown. From wasteland to graceland or wherever I roam. And I'm never alone on the road. I can get mighty squirrely, a little bit surly, but everything changes when you're moving along. Uncomfortable silence, we'll leave that behind us, write it all down in the words of a song.